Alright folks, welcome back. What we're working on this morning is this little sunny side up guy. Let's clear some of these items that have encroached on us. And we're going to need the super readers. Alright, so the sunny side up is... we got the hot glue gun firing up here. This thing is pretty together. That's pretty sturdy considering we're going to come in and we're going to be adding some mesh and some other stuff that's going to make it even sturdier. Alright, we need to get the rear bumper on that thing. I think it's over here. Let's just get it stuck on. It's I think it was in here. Maybe it was not. It's just a tiny little... probably can get away without even using it. Just nice to have something back there that's part of the original vehicle. Hold on one second. Okay, let's go ahead and I want to say it's here somewhere, so we probably need to look for it. Hate to find it later. Okay, so let's put these candidates, put things in their place here. Not anybody on here anyways right now. Here it is. I knew it wasn't far. Here it is, right here. And this has these little clippy things that you can just, it should be able just to clip right back on. Unless it doesn't fit. Everything always ends up on the right-hand side of me over here because I'm extremely right-handed. Just a little bit of chaos mitigation. Okay. So before I go farther along, I probably need to design this from the bottom up. So I don't remember what the hell this thing is called because it has a really long name. But Gaslands rules compact car. It's a It's an unofficial. I don't remember what it's called. Unofficial rules for Gaslands. What the hell is it called, man? God, I don't remember what it's called. It's got a really long freaking name. I don't remember what the hell it's called. I don't remember what the hell it's called. God bless it. And that was one of the things that it has 3 build slots. I just don't remember what the core price is. I want to say it was 6. I want to say the core price of it was 6. It's 1 build slot. Gaslands. Rules. No. Nope. I'll know immediately when I see it. More search results. I don't want pictures. Shit, I'm gonna have to post on the Facebook group, and hopefully somebody can give it to me. It has a long ass freaking name to it too. I'm just gonna do that, and hopefully I get a hopefully I get an accurate representation, and not bullshit. Let's see. Can I speak into this? Please tell me I can speak. No. A couple of weeks ago, someone suggested some alternative rules for Gaslands that included some adjustments to some of the vehicle types, including compact cars. I don't remember what the name of it is. Does anyone have a clue? I hate typing things, and I really hate typing things with a keyboard, that you make clerical errors. Including adding compact cars. I don't remember what the name of it is, but know that it was rather long. Does anyone have a clue? Thanks in advance. And then I'm going to post it. I'm going to put it up on a sticky note somewhere. Done. Now watch. After I post that, I'm going to be able to find it. Because I'm going to look in one place before I move on. Okay? And that is going to be in my downloads. I don't do that many downloads. And I hope I'm wrong, but let's go into documents. Nope. I guess it's not here. Oh, hopefully I get a hit on it soon. Okay, well I know that it's got only one build slot. Let's go over to the rules, and I may not make it a compact car. I may just make it a car. Compact car is lightweight, so let's go over to the rule book on Kindle, and because I'd like to put a laser on it. I'd like to put a laser on the thing. But one of the things that this has, and I wrote it down on the other item here, it's got the up and over thing. Let me find it where it is. It is called... Nope. 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 Crusher. Shouldn't be called... Look, I even have it written here. Idiot. Okay, this vehicle gives the up and over special rule for the monster truck. Alright, so we know we're going to spend 7 points on that. And we'd like to get this at 27. Okay, so we got 20 other points. If we make it a car, that's going to be 12. That's going to leave us with 8. We're not going to be able to put a turret weapon on it. Okay? Let's see if I've got alternatives to put on here that aren't a ram. Okay? Because I was going to put a ram on it because, to fill in that space. I'm missing the front... the front grill. This is a car I had as a kid. So it's... Shit, it's 45 years old, this car. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah, it was an alternative set of the rules that somebody commented on one of the posts, and it looked like it was a website that was put together pretty well, and it modified some vehicles that are already in the game. I wasn't so worried about that. I liked that it added a compact car as another unit type. Okay, why aren't you going in? Is there some blockage here? It looks like there is. Okay. Well, the way you remove the blockage is just break this thing off. You don't have to worry about it going inside. I'm going to glue this anyways. There we go. Okay, so all that'll get painted black. Okay, it looks like a Celica. Kind of like that. Okay, so we know we're going to have Crusher on it. Let's look at some front options for this thing. Obviously not this. Although that does look kind of cool. This wouldn't happen if I'd lean over this, but if I leaned over this, the chair would have to be a lot higher, and then I'd probably end up putting a crick in my neck. Just sitting here for so many hours. Let's take a look at this. That doesn't look bad, although actually that fits in there nicely, except it's a bit wide. Hey Ben, I'm looking for the set of those alternative rules where I got the compact car thing. I don't remember what the hell it's called. Come on, why is this being so damn difficult? I just don't remember what the hell it's called. Okay, and sort this by recent activity. And my post doesn't come up as live. Well, I hope somebody tags me on it because I won't be able to see it. This is what I hate about Facebook. I just posted something. Unless someone posted before or after me, mine should be the very top one. It just makes it difficult to find shit, you know? I know it had a long-ass winded name. You know, something like this would probably be just fine. Assuming I can put a laser on there. And like I've said before, a lot of things are a lot easier on your phone. A lot of things are a lot easier on the computer. Downloading something, who knows where the fuck it goes on your phone sometimes. Taking a picture and then posting it, much easier from your phone. You know? Let's go over to... I fucked up. I never shared it to the Gaslands group. Yeah, I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep. Probably not a good combination. I had to go drive somewhere with the wife, and I told her, you drive. I'm probably going to end up making a bad decision. There we go. All right, let's post it on those two. Let's see if we get a hit now. I just don't remember what it's called. And it was a long-winded. See what happens when you get rid of the cardboard desk protector notepad. Well, I didn't have it written there. Some things there. Desktop protector, notepad, cardboard. Yeah. Let's see what we got it. We got to look through this stuff anyway, so hopefully I get an answer pretty soon. All right. Let's put that. I like that one. I like that for a laser. Okay. Laser taser. I could have written it down. I know. I don't know. It's a long thing. And again, if I had somebody suggested as a comment on one of my posts that I made, like I don't know which one it is. Some guy with like a Swedish name or something like that. That's all I remember. That's all I remember. And it had, they made some modifications, like they wanted to change how some of the cars behave. I'm not so interested in that. I like that it added another vehicle. I don't really want to change this. I don't think that there's that many things are really out of whack. I like that thing. So if this is going to be sunny side up, I think I'm going to probably, it is a Japanese vehicle. I'm probably going to paint some kind of a rising sun on there. Maybe it's just on the hood. That's the sunny part, Okay, there's nothing in there that we want to add to it. All right, let's look at these rando things in here. I need to do something with the front because it has basically no front. I lost that probably in 1982. I think this is going to look pretty cool. Tracks, yeah, these are the tracks we want to use for Tread Zeppelin. Got these little tracks too. Anything we can use as a front grille. Well, this could work. Of course. Okay. That's a really good option. Maybe I don't want a ram on it. That fits on there pretty well. Okay. Okay. There's some useful stuff in here. They all have useful things. The question is do you want it? Is it something that you want in your build? Gosh, you'll have a lot of things that would be pretty neat. Doesn't mean I'm going to use them, but yeah, that's all the things in this bag. I know, probably not going to get an answer for a while because nobody's at work today. Everybody's checking their stuff from work. That doesn't really fit the look. I just don't remember what the starting points are. I'd like to make it a compact car because it'll give me a lower thing, even though if it's a compact car, we're not going to put a ram on it. If we make it a car, we'll probably put a ram on it. Let's see what we got in here. How about this little guy here? Okay, that's not bad. You just trim the ends off. Is this the same as this thing? Well, there's an incentive to use this. I have 3 of them. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have here? Ooh, what's this? No, it's trying too hard. Okay. Nope. Too big. We'd need the smaller one of that one, which is not that one. Wow, that fits in there like, okay. Oh, we got a lot of options. At least things to look through instead of like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. The size of this little guy looks pretty good. Okay, well, this big old, no. That's for rigs. That's turreted weapons, and then we already went through these. All right. So, if we make this a regular car, we'll put a ram. We'll put a ram on it. A regular car would be. It's still going to have the crusher skill. Okay. So if we make this a regular car, it'll be 12. The crusher makes it 19, and we're trying to get to 27. We got to put a laser on here, which I believe a laser is 5. Let's see what we got here. This will help us make a decision if we're. I mean, we just might make it just a car anyways, and not even worry about it. Let's get to the Kindle here. And go all the way to the back. Okay. Laser. Combat laser is a 5. Okay. So laser is a 5. That's 19. That's 24 on 3. I can't build it with a RAM. I'd be 28 points. I won't allow it. I won't allow it. You know, I won't allow it. So we're going to make it definitely a compact car. So I got to find out what the hell a compact car is. Like the Homer sectional. So let me see if the Homer sectional card is here. I can just look on my phone. I took a picture of all of them. There's all whitey then. Dog Farts Dropout, Toe Jam, Sandstorm, Redneck Riviera, Blew Me Away, Fire Marshal Phil, the douche canoe, sand net, the basketball one, Camino Calamity, Gaslands Comprehensive Overhaul. Found it. So, hopefully nobody answered, and I'll remove the post. Now, I'm just going to... maybe somebody will help find it. Gaslands Comprehensive Overhaul. Don't give me that. Okay. Done. Save. Okay, so now let's go to Gaslands Comprehensive Overhaul. Gaslands Comprehensive. And I'm telling you what I absolutely suck at is trying to save things on my phone, like bookmarks. I don't know how to fucking do it. Like, I'll do it, and I'm like, where is it? I can't find it anywhere. Gaslands Comprehensive Overhaul. Okay, compact car. Hull 6. Handling 4, max gear 5. Crew 3. Build slots 1, cost 6. Okay, so it costs 6. It's going to have crusher, we're at 13. It's going to have the laser, now we're at 18. Okay, and that leaves us 9 points to add stuff to it. Okay, so we're not going to put a RAM on it. So we don't want anything that even remotely looks like a RAM. Now, a compact car is lightweight, which means this could benefit from that perk that. So let's take a look at a couple things. Up and over. Okay, that's the skill of the monster truck. During this vehicle's movement step, after resolving collision with an obstruction of a lower weight class, this vehicle may declare it's going up and over. If it does, it may ignore the obstruction for the remainder of its movement step as it drives right over on top of it. The vehicle cannot use this ability to ignore another vehicle with an up and over special rule. Okay. After resolving collision with an obstruction of a lower weight class. Alright, so if I don't, as it is a lightweight vehicle, okay, it's not going to be able to go over any other vehicles because it's light. So there's a reason to put it on a regular car, because a car is middleweight. So it'll be able to like go over lightweight vehicles, which is fine. I mean, it's hopped up, but isn't hopped up that much. Okay, so in that case, let's go over and find the perk that allows it. I believe it's built. It's in the built one. Precision built, I believe, is the beginning. Dead weight. During this physical test, vehicle made 2 gadgets to count as 1 weight class heavier until the start of its next activation. Okay, so that's, I'm going to put on here built question mark, and it's a 2. It's going to gain 2 hazard tokens in doing that if they want to count itself as a medium. Okay? Then there's another one called it's not precision. It's not pursuit. No, bigger than you is not it. I believe it's built. Okay. So that would put us at 20. 6 plus 7. 13, 18 plus 2, now we're at 20. I mean, this fits well. I mean, this fits really well. It fits even better like this. However, it looks kind of like a ram-ish. And I can't put a ram on it if I make with Crusher, if I make it a car. I can't. And if I put a ram on it as a compact car, I could do it. But I can't have a weapon. I gotta put the ram as my weapon. Alright. This kind of looks like a ram. I like it. It just kind of looks like a ram. This one doesn't necessarily look like a ram, but we gotta modify it. I don't know that I love that one. This one definitely looks like a ram and fits wonderfully. I just have to use a heavy machine gun. I wouldn't be able to use a laser. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit, you know. I could put a ram and a heavy machine gun on it. As a car. And then I don't have to spend points on built. However, the other thing is this being a compact car, I get an extra maneuver dice. It gets 4 instead of 3. I'd like for it to have the 4 maneuver dice. I really would. So I kind of want to make it a compact car. Which means And I mean, this looks good. I mean, this looks like it belongs on this thing. Like, being size-wise, it's like, bam, like right there. Like, perfect. Let's see. A regular car would be 12. Crusher, 19. Laser, 24. Right now, I'd have to use a heavy machine gun. I'd have to use a heavy... Alright, so... I want to give it a ram. It just looks right. So the question is, do we want a heavy machine gun or not? If I don't give it a heavy machine gun, it'll be compact, Crusher, 13, nothing here, Ram. Now we're up to 17. We've got 10 points that we can add shit to. Built being one of them that we need to do. So really 19 points. I think that's what we're gonna do. We won't put a weapon on the roof. That'll make painting a rising sun a lot easier too. Okay. Unfortunately, I like this one also. Golly. I like them both. I like them both a lot. This one, not as much. This, man, I could just trim the bottom of it, but this would be like a standard grill that wouldn't do any extra damage. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay. It's just gonna be something just something a little different. All right. Compact car. Check. 6 points. Check. Crusher 6. 13. Plus 4. Check. 17. Built 19. All right, we got this thing fired up. Time to splooge some of this in here. We sealed up there? Yes, we are. Let's mine that gap underneath there. What are we on low? Should dry quicker. Okay. Let's trim this thing up. This thing just looks the business. Besides that, the other vehicle that I have up and over is a monster truck, and it doesn't have a ram. So this one having one, but yet being smaller, gives it another purpose. I don't know if it's a better combination, but it doesn't really matter. Let's get the super glue out. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that exercise. Like, figure out what you're going to build. Does it make sense? Before you start, like, gluing and doing shit. And the next thing you know, you've got something that you have to, like, well, I know it's got such and such on it, but it really doesn't. Like, I don't want to be that guy. And if people are okay with it, that's fine. But that just adds a different level of confusion. Okay. And right now it looks like kind of like ass because you've got all these different colors. You know, you've got the under frame here. It's probably going to get repainted in black. When I go out there and I clear coat the mail wagon, I will black coat this thing. Or how did we do with that extra stuff that we added? Oh, good. And we're going to have mesh across the bottom. I definitely like the idea of not having doors on it. Just makes it a little different. I found a El Camino that I'm actually going to make a female car. The car's gender? No, the driver's gender. Because it's like apple green, but it's got like a pink stripe on it. We're going to leave the pink stripe on it. It's going to be some redneck gal. It's a lot better than like making things out of like plastic card and glue it in there, and have also been keeping a spreadsheet, all the cards and their stats, or just the cards I've made. So other than the 24 that I did, what I started doing is I spent an afternoon and put, they're all in Excel, like 2 on a page, so that when I can print them, they're there. And they're not in their finalized form, meaning I don't know if I'm going to change the look of them, but I can't cogitate on that. But what I did is I created a tab. I moved them all around. I'd had them, I kept making them, and I made them in the order that I'd create them. So if I did a buggy, I did a buggy first, and then a truck, and then a whatever. So what I actually created a tab, and all the buggies are on one, all the compact cars are on one, all the performance cars. So when I create a new one, I can just grab, I'm not spending a lot of time going, which is the car that's performance, and finding it to copy and paste and then modify the things on there. It's like I know that it's in that same tab. So that's how I'm doing that. And that's working okay. That worked a lot better. It was a lot quicker to make. Which was the one that I made? All whitey then? I made all whitey then. I mean, it's made. It's just put on the card. I mean, the card's, I think, super important. I think the card is more important than actually having a vehicle that looks like the weapons it has. In other words, a car that's white, a car that's green needs to have a card that's green. So when you have 3 cars, it's easy to find. Go to the green one, kind of thing. And maybe I'll do something a little bit more complicated than that, but that takes time. That doesn't really scratch my I want to be creative itch. I'm not blindly making these though. I mean, they're with a purpose. And they don't have to be exactly different. I'm sure there's 2 cars that I have that are very similar to each other, but they don't look similar, and they're on different teams. So all right, and then we'll do the same up here. We got close to the edge. We just kind of work this a little bit like spackle. Yeah, the Redneck Riviera turned out freaking great. That was the the guinea pig for this. Let that dry before we flip to the other side. But I don't have a spreadsheet that's like, all right, show me all the 35-point cars. You know, I don't have that many 35-point cars. That's easy. But what I am going to do is, the setup here, I'm going to put all the vehicles here that are not 27 points. And over the other one's going to be all 27-point vehicles. So maybe we'll put, you know, the half points at the top, and then the 50-pointers at the bottom. And then all the, you know, so it'll be easier to find, you know. And generally, I don't have too many things that look like trucks that aren't trucks. They're generally trucks. There's exceptions to the rules, but you know, the important thing is to associate them by point value. Just from a balance aspect. I mean, you know, it's not huge, but it's something. All right, let's do this side. We don't need a whole lot of coaxing here. Oh, we'll load another round. Okay. Yeah, I like using Excel because it's the one that I use at work on a daily basis, and I'm really familiar with it, or I'm the most familiar with it. Put it that way. I still only use it for, you know, 10% of what it can do. You know, but. Okay, after this dries, we've got this thing sealed up. It doesn't have to be sealed up flat. I just don't want to see through it. It's going to be like all brown with gunk and mud and shit like that in there. Mud gunk. But I can probably do 3 sheets, maybe 4 an hour. It takes a while, you know. It's okay. You only have to make them once. You only have to print them out once. All right, now we're going to come in here and remove any of this stuff that we don't need. Now, if this was epoxy, it'd be a mess. Because the little hairs of epoxy would stick to everything. And you have to scrape them to get them off. Did we figure out everything else to have? We're sitting at 19 points. Okay, that's probably all right. Just want to get some of this off the tires. And all of a sudden, like getting a lot of dirty as fuck. I never did find out what happened with this. I feel like they got shattered or something. I got to put on glasses to look at the glasses. There's a chip on them or something. These are just from the drugstore. I probably should buy another pair. Where's that big? The big bad trip thing. If it's down in there, I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with that. These are like 375s or 325s, I think. I mean, I've used them for like 6 years or something like that. All right. Yes, I know you're over here on my right hand side. All right. This needs to be removed. Okay. Perfect. All right. This, yeah, see, now I'm in a place where I'm not shadowing myself. Let's remove that right there. Okay. And I don't have to remove all of it. Just anything that might look like not mud. Take a little bit off of here. I don't mind doing stuff on spreadsheets, but it is pretty frustrating not to be able to look at you having to look at the keyboard when you type things. I don't hunt for things, but it's like I don't like doing too much of that because it's just annoying. All right. This one's good. I don't think this will work, but let's try it anyways. totally works. I see a smaller bit. Totally works. Okay. Maybe not that one, but maybe this one. I think the friction reactivated this thing. Yes and no. Come on. Got that exactly how I want it. Just remove this and we're golden. That looks really good. Same thing back here. Giving some of you guys dentist nightmares. This little fucker's useful. This little fucker's useful. Yeah. And you don't have to fool with plastic card or trying to glue the plastic card down with super glue. And you just, I mean, talk about not messing up the bits. I don't know if this is diamond tipped or something like that, but that's what it came with. And you're just using it to take down hot glue. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna look good. That's gonna look really good. That's gonna look really good. Good. Good, good, good. Cool. Exhaust. I totally could put something like this, but I need to put the mesh on the sides before I do that. Okay, so could possibly do that one. That actually looks like it would look pretty good. I think this would have to actually come off of here and then go off the side. That looks pretty good too. Again, I'd have to put the mesh first. Both of them look good. This one's a hell of a lot more stable. However, it looks a bit Western. Like, you know, hey, cowpoke, that kind of Western. So I think this is the way to go. Okay. All right, I think we have enough information to do the mesh. So let's go ahead and do the mesh. We want to use the tight mesh on the sides. Might even do the square one and not at an angle. So I'm going to stick to this material, but try to make the best of this. This will be towards the front. The front will have this type of a deal. I'm going to put it at an angle. If it's too vertical, it reminds me of something from NASCAR. And this is definitely not a NASCAR vehicle. Definitely not a NASCAR-like vehicle. Yeah, the back of this looks totally like a Celica from like 1977 or something like that. All right, this one's a little harder to measure because it's kind of a tighter pattern. I don't think I want these little scallopings on it. So I'm going to take this and let's cut this even across the bottom here. Okay. And probably should do the front first, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should do the front first. So let's, I'm fine with these little droplets on the bottom. So we're going to go from this edge, and we're going to go to, say, this droplet right here. Okay? And then we're going to cut up 1, 2, 3, 4, and a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to cut through the middle of that one right there. It's so easy to lose your spot, but this is a great material. And it's going to be a little larger, but we got to go to the corners. Okay, and we got kind of skewed here. Okay, height is good on them. So if we start down here, we'd like to cut like this whole one thing off, like so. Okay. How's the line up on the bottom look? Bend this. That's good. That's where we're going to start. Okay, so let's taper towards the top, and it's going to meet at the valley of the top one. So we're going to go from this corner and meet at the valley there. And do the same on the other side, from that corner, and then meet at, like so. That's fucking perfect. Just gonna clean this up. And we can go ahead and glue that in place. Doesn't sit flush up against it. It's fine. Made by a criminal. Made by a criminal for criminals. They're not even criminals, they're felons. Like, bad fuckers. You know? Alright, now if we use this same pattern, it's a little too transparent for my look, right? I mean, it could work. I just, you know, let's mix it up a little bit. And I want this at an angle. No, not like that then. Let's take the little, this scalloping isn't as useful as the one that's on the other style. So let me just remove this all the way across. This one's hard. This is hard to count, but where's the part where I removed it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we want to go, say about right there. I'm going to go ahead and remove that little piece so I can tell what it is, okay? And then we probably need to go up, I'd like to go up even with the body here. So a little higher than where this is. So I'm going to cut across this. Can I get away with this? What is this cut? It cuts pretty well. Obviously, we'll have to trim this little piece off and straighten this to be more vertical. Okay. And then we'd like for it to be like that. So we can probably remove like 2 runs of this. Now let's see what this looks like. Okay, I want it a little lower than that. Bottom's good. Let's take off. And it looks like ass right now because it's in a different color. It's you know, your brain's trying to process all these different colorations and it looks stupid. And we have a little ledge we can rest this on, so it's even better. I think that's a good height right there. I think that's a good height right there. So let's make sure it fits on the other one because this isn't as precise as other ones. We did take this thing apart. That's a good height. All right, so let's continue cutting down this row. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut right down that row. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove let's cut on that midline right there and stay over there. Okay, that's not the piece we want right now. Okay. Oh, you need an assistant. Hey, go grab that shit for me. Somebody just sits on the ground. Indian style. Alright, so we got the right width. Now the right height. The height of it. Height. $32, $27, $84. Height. This should be similar enough. And then this can rest on the bottom like this. And it looks like the top needs to be bent a wee bit. Well, that's not how you do that. Perfect, just crimped a little bit. Okay, and then this one, opposite side. Same thing. All right, so the glue spots are going to be down here, the sides, and this side over here as well. I still haven't seen a video for State of Decay 3. I kind of don't want to watch it. Okay. Again, looks kind of like ass. Because there's all these kind of different colors on it. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Go there. All right, now we're looking at this exhaust situation. Okay, this one would tie in like down here. And we could glue right to that. That wouldn't look bad. It actually looks pretty darn cool. That looks pretty cool. This one would go on the opposite side. I don't think I'm going to use both. And that one looks pretty cool too. I think I'm going to go with this one because it is right-hand drive, and you don't want like this like obstruction on the side that the driver is. So the passenger can deal with it. The driver's kind of fucking busy. All right. So one thing we're going to do is let's clean this thing up. Where's the emery board? Hold on a second. That thingamabob. That's not the one I was looking for, but. Oh, it looks like a grate. Yeah, we don't need to use it on there. Odds are there'll be something painted on the roof or a number or some bullshit. Some kind of bullshit. What's up, Tritark? Oh, man. I know you're not on Facebook, so I got some things to show you. Okay? You'll like this one. I made this one the other day. Yeah, it has been a little while because you didn't see this one. Toe jam. Tow truck. Here's the front of it. The brotherly tow truck. And it's got some speakers. The speakers are just to tie in the name. They're not wall of amplifiers on this one. We have other vehicles that do stuff like that. The tow truck from Terminator 2. Man, I don't remember. I mean, I saw that in the movie theaters and haven't seen it since then. I always was disappointed in that movie, that in Terminator 2, because they didn't go the route I thought they would go. Let's see if I can fuck this up. I don't want to fuck it up, but what is the thinnest one of these that I have? It's not this one. It would be this one. We're going to try to put those holes in there. Well, you don't have to be very deep. They just give you the impression that there's depth in those pipes. But the one part in Terminator 2 where the guy falls into the big vat of melted metal, I was expecting him to like get really big, but I guess he can't hold together, but that's how I would have done it. Whether it's right, I didn't do that well in science, so that's how I would have done it. Like you fall in a big, you're a guy that's made out of like molten metal. You fall into more molten metal, now you can make a big version of yourself, All right, let's see if we probably need to do this on slow. And just for good measure, I'm going to do a little starter spot there. Now, I may find out really quick that this is way too fast. I don't like it. It's making me really uncomfortable. So. I don't want to use these bits. For whatever reason, they're attached really securely and they're smooth. So I don't want to like put maybe crimps in it and then the next thing you know they won't work properly. So let's just use a standard drill bit for this. Could probably use a pin vise for it. Let's see. Which one of these is going to work? Yeah, that's good. I'm going to use a pin vise. I got a lot more. We're not going to overdo it. Where's my pin vise though? There you go. Made sense to me, but I'm a science fiction nerd. According to the lore of the Mimitech, polymetal cannot withstand extreme temperatures, which is how they destroyed the T-1000. Yeah, I didn't read that. Once again, something that I would have written differently. Oh my god, this is so freaking heavy. Let's go down a size. You can always expand it out. Let's overkill with this big old thing then. And I have an actual pin vise there somewhere. I just don't want to go look for it. Come on, you could do it. There we go. This stuff's pretty brittle, so I need to be careful with it. I don't want to. Okay, now. Cracked. Okay, that's fine. Then, and it was on the inside, so that's good. All right, we're gonna leave it be. Let's not make it too weak around the edges. Okay, good. Glad we did that by hand. All right, we still have glue there. We still have glue there. All right, this is gonna come in from the bottom, say about here, and we're gonna glue this to the side, like so. And I'm gonna attach it on this. You got bad news. I got done bit by DBA bug again. Broke out your late Romans and fought against some Franks. Solid blades carried me to game. Well, that's not bad news. I don't dislike the big rule set. I did a lot of stuff for the rules, and I'm like, I just can't get the community to grow. So, I mean, if I hated DBA, I'd take all the videos that we did off the channel. That's not what the point is. I'm just like, I can't do anymore. You know, you guys are on your own. It's more like that, you know? Like, AMF yo-yo, adios motherfucker, you're on your own. I don't hate DBA. I am going to, I think, look at basic impetus that I already have. And maybe in a couple of weeks, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks, when I have some alone time, only because of an interruption. thing. I'll probably solo some stuff and just see what I think of it. You know, I'm not gonna build new armies for it. I'm gonna use the stuff that I already have, DBA wise, and it's just less troops. Okay, we're gonna try to do this. I'm not too thrilled about grippage. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with you playing that. As a matter of fact, you probably should. I don't need to play anymore. I've got over 2,500 games of DBA, and I'm not gonna, you know, I've already shot my DBA load, so to speak. Okay, that looks pretty fucking good. Now, I don't know how durable it's gonna be. We need to put more glue in. Actually, let's see if we can find a use for this liquid one. I hate this one. But this is the ultra thin. I don't think it reactivates other super glue. I hope not. Okay. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Now, this has no weapons on it. It has a ram. This is a car I probably got in about 1977, 1976. It's a car that I had as a kid. It's trashed. It's from Tomica. It's a Datsun Sunny, so it's going to be called Sunny Side Up. You know, because it's up off the ground, and it's going to have probably a rising sun or something on it that can, not a decal. We'll paint one on there. It'll look good enough. And how much different is DBMM? A lot. I wouldn't mind playing. I wouldn't mind playing it. I just don't want to learn it. You know, I don't want to do any of the conforming waffly crap. It's just it works, but it takes it away from. It ends up being in a geometry lesson, and I made an A in geometry, but that's not what I want to simulate. You know. So I'm gonna try. You know, I was working. We probably were 6 or 7 games into modifying DBA in our own way, so that you didn't have to force conform, and it just became too much of a burden. It became too difficult to do it with random people showing up at times on game night. So and that was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that. So they can play DBA 3.0, which is the best version of DBA, in my opinion. And I will go on to other pastures. You know, I wouldn't have gotten any of this stuff done if I wouldn't have left DBA. So no regrets. You know, reason you love it, still play DBA is cheap to buy models for, and you can get multiple games. It's expensive as hell compared to this. Yeah, multiple games in an afternoon. Yeah, Warhammer's. You know, Warhammer's great for the people selling Warhammer. For us consumers, it's a fuckery. You know, it's definitely a fuckery. Now, DBA is the second cheapest thing that I've ever done, but this is great because you go to fucking Publix, and you go, oh, I wonder what cars they have there. You don't have to buy any, but it gives you something to look through. It's just kind of cool, you know. Yeah, this is going to look bueno. Now, if the undercarriage had not been blue, I probably wouldn't spray this. I'd probably just go, I'm gonna just slap some primer paint with the brush and be done with it. But the fact that, you know, with something that slick, you're going to be painting it and it'll come off. You know, as you apply the brush, you apply it and then you wipe it off in the same motion. So the airbrush makes it a lot easier for it to like stick in place. But I think this is going to look pretty cool. Okay, so let's finish building the rest of this thing out. Okay, we've got one build slot on this compact car, which it's used for the RAM. We're at 19 points, and we need 27 points. So, sunny side up. Let's go to the weapons in the back. Come on. I'm going to give it slippery. Slippery is 2 points. That moves us to 21, and that's basically a -2 smash dice on somebody else if they wants to target this thing. So this is kind of a light vehicle. It can't take a lot of damage. I'd love for it to have roll cage, but 21. It's got nothing but pistols, but it's got 3 guys in there. So, and it's Japanese, so I'm not going to give them a shotgun. Sorry, I just don't see Japanese running around with shotguns. Immortan Joe's Ride from... You know, I haven't seen it yet. Didn't you find the bulk of your Gaslands collection at flea markets? No. I got them I got probably the bulk of them at a secondhand store in Ocala. You know, most of them I spent... Here's the thing. I got hundreds of these things. I mean, like almost 500 to build. And, oh, it's really expensive. That all these cards cost less than going to one game convention. And I'm not talking about Historicon. I'm talking about one of my local ones. So, I'm probably not going to go to a convention again. Not because of saving money, just like it's not a good value. There was one last weekend, and I decided not to go to it. It's not quite cured yet. Okay. Where are we at? 21. Could throw a couple magnums on there. I put 2 magnums on there, and it's and that gets us exactly to 27 points, and it has some long range firepower. Let's throw 2 magnums on there. Okay, that's sunny side up. Take a picture of it so if I lose that, I don't have to try to rebuild it from memory, which is difficult because I believe this, when I finish this will be card number 97. Fury Road, is that the second one? That's what the daughter wanted to see. We couldn't figure out what to fucking watch last night. Mad Max, that's what we need to watch. Okay. You have a daughter who wants to watch Mad Max? Yeah, she's fucking cool. And she's still girly. She's not like, you know. You like Thunderdome only by a small... I've tried watching the very first one, and I think I've made it like 65% of the way through the movie. It's so damn dated. Alright, so this thing's going to need to be... Yeah, this looks pretty good. It was missing the columns here. You know, this is a Tomica brand car. And the reason I got this is I got it back in 1977. My dad worked in Honduras for 3 years. I forget, it must have been a project or something like that. He went down there for civil engineering. And I was like 7 years old. And the car that we rented looked like this. I believe it was a 2-door car. It might have even been a Datsun Scion. And it was in metallic light green, not too different from this. And this particular car was in that color. I don't know if I'm going to repaint it in metallic green. I like the way metallic green looks, but I think we could do something a little sunnier. I'm probably going to do yellow. Probably, and that is a very warm yellow. The other the Prelude. So I'm probably going to do this in like a lime yellow, not a lime yellow, a lighter yellow. I think that's what I'm going to do. And the dirt on yellow looks great, and rust, and I mean, yellow's a great color for that. And it is not too difficult for coverage and things like that when you're using an airbrush and multiple layers. People get really annoyed by it, and I'm like, I'm not one of those people that wants to be like, oh, you can't do it on one pass, so it must be the wrong way to do it. No, I'm okay with it. I could do metallic yellow too, kind of like that color that BMWs have. Well, this is kind of like that BMW yellow that they have, but I think I'm just going to make it flat yellow. And obviously these will be rusty colored, so yeah, I think it'll look pretty. I think it'll look pretty cool, and it's a vehicle that I brought back from the dead. You know, very 80s. Man, it's very like 70s almost, like, you know. I mean, when I think of the 80s, I think of like 1988, 89, which, you know, is not the same as 82 or 81. Not at all. Okay, I think this guy's ready to go. I'm gonna take a pee break. I know this guy's got to be sprayed clear coat. I'll be right back. All right. So I laid out a bunch of cars yesterday or the day before, or this morning or whenever the hell it was, with little stickums on what they're going to be named, just to kind of see. Right now, I don't want to stop and go and spray this and kill the whole momentum, lose the feed, all that kind of stuff, you know. So, so I want to keep building because, you know, I don't want to kill the momentum. And that doesn't mean that these aren't going to be worked on. I just got to go and I got to start another video. And I don't really want to do that. So, right this moment. So, this guy's going to be, needs to be airbrush black primed. This guy's got to be clear coated. This guy's been clear coated and has a brown wash on it. We were going to call this one Fat Fist, P-H-A-T, P-H-I-S-T. And I realized that I came up with a better name for it. And I should have written it down. I'm working on 3 hours of sleep. Oh, this will be brilliant. I forgot what it was. Fist off. That's what it is. Fist off. So whether it's F-I-S-T-O-F-F or P-H-I-S-T-O-F-F. Fist off. So this guy, meaning that's what his name is going to have drive angry. I don't know how many drive angry is. I think it's going to have drive angry. And I don't want it to be a 35-point vehicle because it looks too small. It's physically too small to be a 35-point vehicle. So I want to keep it at 27. So let's open up. Let's open up. Drive anger is 1 point. At the start of this vehicle's activation, this vehicle gains 1 hazard token. So why would you want that? Well, because you might have a skill to pass it on to somebody else. It's either going to be, I think it should be a truck. Honestly, it's got windows in the back. It definitely can use 3 crew members. Let's make this a truck. It's going to be a truck troop type. And that's 12. And a truck troop type has 3 build slots. Maybe I won't have drive angry on it. I don't know. Let's see if something else jumps out of here. Okay. This definitely looks like it should have a built skill. Built is dead weight. During this vehicle test up, this vehicle may gain 2 hazard and count as 1 heavy class heavier, so it could count as heavyweight. Okay. And it doesn't, it's not they don't constantly have that. It's just a matter of, you know, doing it on the fly. Bruiser. Collision involving this vehicle. If this vehicle declares a reaction other than evade, so basically if it smashes back, the enemy vehicle immediately gains a hazard token. I may have 1 car that has a bruiser. It's silly to have Cover Me with Drive Angry, because Drive Angry you get a hazard token every turn, and if Cover Me allows you, by spending points, by getting this skill, it allows you to remove a hazard and put it on a friendly vehicle. So why would you do that? You know. I think that Road Warrior is a better thing for this thing. This thing looks pretty solid, okay? Road Warrior costs 2, and once per activation, if this vehicle has successfully caused 1 or more hits on an enemy vehicle, at any point during its activation, this vehicle may remove a single hazard token at the end of its attack step. Now, if I put weapons on it, I don't want to cover over the fist. Okay, that's the whole point of having. I'm going to cover over this Hot Wheels. We're going to color match it, so we just have a big angry fist on the top of the vehicle, right? So I could put something up here in the corner because it won't cover over the fist, like a rocket launcher, kind of like Hippie Kaye does, right? We could do that. I think I still have another one of those small rocket launchers. Let's see what they look like, and it would look like on here. Let's see. Oh, even a turret one. I just don't want to cover any of the fists. That's the whole point in getting it, is to could put it back here, but I don't want it turreted because it's just gonna jack up the price of it too much. It's going like 15 points. Like, that's all you can do. Can't even do Road Warrior. It's like, you know. Plus, you're not using up. You're still missing a build slot. You need to use up the 3 build slots, or you're wasting your time on it. So rockets are okay. This ubiquitous one, which has been seen on a lot of different vehicles. This nice 50 cal looking thing. I wonder if this would work for. That's a nice machine gun. Except it looks like something that should be able to rotate. And I mean, I guess you could put it over here and it could rotate. I could put it on another mountain. Let's smooth this out. Okay. It's out of balance. It's constantly going to want to be falling backwards. It's not balanced well. So if I make this on a turreted mount, I'm gonna want to put a piece of stickum on it. Here's those rockets that don't move. I mean, we could put it on the nose. That actually doesn't look that bad. It used 2 build slots. Boarding parties. Vehicle ignores and distractors will be and may attack during the attack step, even if vehicles touching an obstacle. Well, it's going to have a crew of 3. If we give these guys some, let's see what this looks like potent-wise. If we give this guy some rockets, I think rockets are 5. Okay, and it's going to use 2 build slots. Which means we need something that is going to be able to, maybe a dropped weapon that uses a build slot. I can never remember which one it is. I know Caltrop is one of them, but napalm dropper. Glue dropper. I mean, we could put a machine gun back here. We have a spot. First of all, does this sit okay there? Yeah, that'd fit okay. I mean, you could put one here, you could put another, maybe not necessarily that. Something that can. Let's see what we got. Nah, too flimsy. That'd be alright, but it looks like something somebody would like hold on to, and there's like no openings or nothing. So, but size-wise, that'd be perfect over there. We're not covering any of the graphics. There's no point in like getting this for the graphics and then covering them over. That's like, why'd you even bother doing that? Got this small minigun. The small minigun might work. That's 10 for those two items. We're at 22. Mini. 5. We used up all the build slots. We're at 22. Warriors at 24. Smoke. 25. Boarding party. Two more. Now we're at 27. And this is a very compact looking minigun, and it'd be perfect for this. Now, would I rather have the rockets back here? I think so. With the rockets. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue these in place. Now, this has very narrow vision slots. Look at that. I got leftover pieces here that fits in there perfectly. That's awesome. Yeah, about recycling, you know. I mean, you don't have to recycle things, but it makes sense. It's either that or you just waste it. Have to throw it away. That's stupid. It's not like I'm using something for the sake of using it, and it looks stupid. It's like, you know, I like how it looks. I'm gonna paint this afterwards. I wonder what team this is going to be for. You haven't been paying attention if you don't know. Okay? Ridiculous looking vehicle. It's going to look really good when we're done with the weathering and stuff. Now, I saw this. There's got to be another one. There's got to be another halvesy floating around here. A tiny little piece. If not, I can make one. But here's a remainder. Here's another remainder. Is it the right length? Yep. Alright, for the front, we'll leave the front alone. I don't think that something like this would be able to fit with it. Nah, it's gonna look unwindow-like. Okay, so we just want one series of this. Okay, this is the right length as this one. There's one other thing I'm going to add to this, by the way. And this it's got a nice grill and headlamps to paint on it. And do the same thing on the other side. The other thing I'm going to do, I think they're in here. I have these little speakers. They don't serve any purpose other than adornment. I believe they're in here. One's enough. I think they're in here. Nope, it's not that. Nope. Okay, then it's not in here. It's probably this smorgasbord. There it is. Just a little single little speaker thing. Not going to put it on the grill. I am going to put it. I'll put it up here in this corner. I know what I'm looking for. So you got a little boom box back there. Trickle that down. And now we've got the fist off. Okay, so now at this point, I do need to cut off. Okay, I don't want to keep building and getting a big old hole. So, clear coat, black, the whole thing, and then this one, actually this one doesn't need to be painted. We can just prime those little areas. The whole thing has been covered in a clear coat, and it has a brown wash on it. So, all right, folks, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys on the next one.